and I think that's him in P6. So as the competitors work their way forward, this is an amazing drive from Peter Lee. The Chinese ace has built up a decent gap and a decent margin and has got bags of confidence in these conditions compared to Will Tregurtha in the Batmobile car. Bong, who is the leader in the Lamborghini Cup. Then Yuan Jun in front of the Pro-Am driver, Japanese star Yugo Tanabe. Red flag conditions occasionally, and there it is for us. So that is a very sensible decision under the circumstances.
How to see?
Zero visibility. Look around. We can't even see the grandstand now.
Konnichiwa and good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the third round of the 2026 Lamborghini Super Trofeo Asia Championship. Number 98, Kingsford and Vanderdrift, the Batmobile Racing number 3, Tregurtha and Chicotto, then the VSR number 6, and so I think we are actually now technically speaking in race trim. So the race is going to start behind the safety car. That's a very sensible decision, actually. There, we just have to wait essentially for the official word. They'll be taking a cue from alongside Prabhakaran. To ransom, and there's not a lot that Will Tregurtha can do to find a way on the inside line. They've got to tiptoe round on. of the SQDA grit car. As a junior kart racer, well, I wonder if he'll be sharing the car with Andre in years to come. Certainly with Andre being as strong as he is and a former champion in Lamborghini Super Trofeo Asia's Pro-Am category back in 2024, it's not exactly a bad idea. So this is the battle for third position and second place in the Pro category. Peter Lee versus Gustav Wisniewski. And the 18-year-old from Poland and Denmark. But of course, he competed in the Dubai 24 Hours in GTX. He was in Lamborghini Europe last year, and now is in Asia. This is only his third season in cars, Gustav Wisniewski. So when you consider he won race 2 at Sepang in fantastic fashion alongside the Kiwi Liam Skeets, running on the pressure to Peter Lee. And unfortunately for Liam Skeets and Titus Sherlock, all they can do is just sit and watch as these two go to battle. Wisniewski tiptoeing, careful, do not push too hard. The slightest over-exuberance of the throttle can end your race. He's going for it on the inside line in the final turn though. He's going to try. Oh, Peter Lee is not going to let him have it. And so Gustav Wisniewski had to put one wheel on the curb to avoid contact. Now they're going to go down this incredibly long 1 kilometer straight on the run to Daichi. And in the slipstream, Wisniewski is trying not to get too held up by the spray. Goes round to the outside. Can he slingshot up towards Coca-Cola corner? Racing, of course. But what an opportunity for... You're going to see similar from the Vincenzo Sospiri racing driver from Poland. Gustav Wisniewski swarming around all over Peter Lee, looking for another chance to get through. Around the hairpin, he goes wide side. Can he cut back and go for a push into 300R? Gaining. This is all going to come down to Peter Lee holding the inside line and holding the position, but Wisniewski is going to try. He bails out of it down to the braking zone. Cuts back. Wisniewski doing a great job to put Peter Lee under pressure. Never easy to see a wheel-to-wheel battle in conditions. But Wisniewski has got confidence in the car. He's got big confidence in himself now as well. And so Peter Lee is really going to have to go super defensive to keep this very motivated pole back. He draws almost level round the outside at Panasonic, and now he'll come off the final turn down that home straight again. He is even closer than he was a lap ago. He may get a better run to Daichi. Almost wheel to wheel. 3 minutes to go now. And for Peter Lee, he's going to need to keep focus. He hugs the pit wall as he makes Gustav Wisniewski go to the outside line at Daichi. There is Todd Kingsford. So these two battling for second place. They're going to catch Kingsford potentially before the end of the race, but Wisniewski wants the place. He's going to dive into the inside of the hairpin. Peter Lee pulls across to stop the move from coming. And again is Todd Kingsford. Wisniewski's going to dive. They've got a slower car in front of them. Wisniewski doesn't want to take that risk. Wants to get the car home. We're on board with Peter Lee, currently running behind a back marker. This is how tough his job is. So much standing water on the windscreen as they half on the clock. Running out of time to make the move. Wisniewski's going to look to the inside line again. Surely he's far enough along the inside to make it count this time. They bang doors and they both drift wide, but Wisniewski is... of Todd Kingsford's number 98 Vincenzo Sospiri racing car. There is the man who starts second on the grid. That is Peter Lee for the Bundang by Racecraft squad. In front of Peter Lee in the Bundang by Racecraft car. Then Gustav Wisniewski in the Vincenzo Sospiri racing machine, ahead of Putra Adam, starting Batmobile Racing number 33. Then it's going to be Todd Kingsford in the Vincenzo Sospiri racing 98. Bobby Bunchuren is season for 5 years. Great to see him back behind the wheel of a racing car again, and a great paddock to do it in the world of Lamborghini Super Trofeo. No doubt we'll see him still under safety car, but hopefully only for the 4th lap. I was back into the rhythm and back into the flow, ready for the start. So Will Tregurtha gets to lead them around. It's up to him as to when we hit the throttle. Peter Lee is trying to second guess him as they come off the final turn. Will Tregurtha gas it straight away? No, he's going to give a little bit of time to Peter Lee. He wants to ensure that there's as little brake as possible. And now he's going to floor it. There we go. We go pedal to the metal and go back to race. Charge to the first corner. Green, 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 green here at Fuji Speedway. The second race behind the Vincenzo Sospiri lead for the time being. And Peter Lee looking for his move on the inside line as they come out of the hairpin. Back on the power, up towards 300R, and Peter Lee is alongside Will Tregurtha. This could be a real chance for the Chinese driver to come right round the outside of Will Tregurtha. It is the number 33 Batmobile racing car that comes through to the lead of this race. 33 minutes to go, and that is work his way further forward, and I think that's him in P6. Bobby Bunchuren, Bertram Lau, Wedderborn as the competitors work their way forward. This is an amazing drive from Peter Lee, the Chinese ace. Has built up a decent gap and a decent margin and has got bags of confidence in these conditions in North America. So Jonathan Cicotto knows these cars inside and out. His way through 13 and 14. But a win overall for Vincenzo Sospiri Racing for both Todd Kingsford and Putra Adam. And still they're side by side. But coming up to the Dunlop corner chicane. Intensity here. Coming up to the Dunlop corner, considering we're going to have Titus Sherlock, Jonathan Cicotto and Liam Skeets in the second stints. Tregurtha and Wisniewski. Next up it is Putra Adam, and into the pits comes Todd Kingsford. He comes in and he'll hand over to Chris van der Drift. Here's the move again from Wisniewski. You've got to be more committed if you want to pull this off. This time he's not quite level. He's not quite parallel to Will Tregurtha on the way through. He still looks at the inside line, so there's not a lot of grip on the inside line. But Peter Lee keeping this nice and focused. Out of 100R, up to the hairpin, through the left-hander. Middle of the road driving is what you need in these conditions. You don't want to be hanging it out. 3 cars going for the move on the inside. Wisniewski trying to get this move on Tregurtha. They're still side by side. Very difficult indeed to see. And pulling off the racing line, Will Tregurtha, is he going to come in and hand the car over to Johnny Cicotto? It looks like he will. Will Tregurtha's coming in. So instead of dealing with Gustav Wisniewski, Will Tregurtha decides, do you know what? Let's hand over to Jonathan Cecotto. He knows the car better. He knows the circuit better. First time in this race. And into the pits comes Peter Lee. So the race leader ducks into pit road. And Peter Lee enjoying himself at the wheel of his car. But now he gets to hand over to his American stablemate. From San Diego, California, Titus Sherlock takes over. 22 minutes on the clock. And now it's all about the man who currently heads the pack, those particular crews. Going back out onto the circuit again goes the man from San Diego, California, Titus Sherlock. And look who's alongside him. That is Jonathan Cecotto. And there is nothing between them on the pit exit. God, that was tight. It's the car, that is Chris van der Drift, a lap adrift. But of course, you've got to remember that he has already made his pit stop. The others have not. Lee and Sherlock. Is that right indeed between the two of them as they run to Dunlop corner? And even Jonathan Cecotto is not able to pull. A couple of seconds further back is Chris van der Drift. The gap between all four cars now is 8. Chris van der Drift, but he is catching quite rapidly now. The gap has come down by another. Waited. It took a long time for this race to get underway. It wasn't quite on hill, looking to try and get on terms with his teammate first of all. That'll be the big target. Chris van der Drift going wheel to wheel with Liam Skeets. Then he's going to have to take on, you can't just throw it up the inside and hope it's going to stick. There's not so much spray down at Tanawa, and boy was it worth the wait, because now, despite how difficult the conditions are starting to get again, I think we're just going to make it to the end without incident. He's starting to mist up a little bit at Sector 1 again. Anybody's way. And I can tell you that Andre Couto has got to make up 14 seconds on Bobby Buncherin before the flag. But so it's all about tactics. It's not just about who races. A fantastic showdown here coming out of the final turn. 1 lap to go for Titus Sherlock, Liam Skeets and Chris van der Drift. Which of these 3 drivers is going to emerge in second place? Final lap. Liam Skeets has queued up the move on Titus Sherlock. Chris van der Drift is keeping very close to them. A slingshot manoeuvre down on the inside of Titus Sherlock on the exit. Meanwhile, though, it looks as though Sherlock and the Drift trying to go right round the outside in Lamborghini Super Trofeo Asia 2026. All 3 cars are still together. One final push from Skeets on Sherlock. It could be right down to the... Then it's Titus Sherlock and Peter Lee.
하세요.
실와 19일
저희 팀 레스크라프트는
인재로 합니다.
한국 코리아 준비 투나요.